B&I is a terrific group. I think it's one of the biggest and most active in the southeast of Melbourne, so nothing wrong with B&I.
A few of the B&Is wanted to be here, but they've got an event tonight.
Yeah, I understand that.
There's a clash.
B&B, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're speed dating or some ridiculous otherwise.
Speed dating, we should all be there at their meeting. So my point is, there's still a group that does events and promotions for Main Street in Pakenham to get customers into the Main Street. Because the mantra of business used to be you're in business to make money. The modern mantra of business is you're in business to get customers. And if you're not getting them into your district, you haven't got a chance to pull them into your shop and convert them into loyal customers. The value, the lifetime value of a customer is what you're after. I think I'm here to get you to sign those bits of paper, the contact forms, and pop them in that basket on the table at the back of the room there. I'm thinking that you may be here for one of three reasons. First is that you're curious, you might have heard about all this talk about a business group and you've come along to see tonight what it's all about. You might be committed already, and if you're committed, I thank you, I won't keep you long. And if you've come here because you need convincing, this night is for you. We have some speakers who are going to paint a big picture of things that are happening in and around Pakenham, and also hear from some business owners in Pakenham on what we can do better, working together better to improve our businesses. I should say that I work for somebody, I work for the Star News Group. I do not have a business here in Pakenham, but as I said, I was just asking the question, why is there no active business promotion group in Pakenham, and what can we do about it? Tonight, we're going to do something about it, one way or another. If you've come here because you're curious, I invite you to stick around. I hope that what you hear tonight will convince you to fill out that form, drop it into the box at the back of the room, and your business is done. But we'll be in contact with you very soon to get you active. If you are committed, I won't keep you. I'll let you fill out the form, drop it in the back there, and go about your business. I won't take up the next hour of your life. But if you need convincing, stick around. I've got Tim Cooper from the Economic Development Unit at Cardinia Shire up to speak. First, he's got a presentation that will go for about 10 minutes. And as I say, he's got the big picture view of the things that are happening in and around Pakenham that we should be interested in. Just before we do that, for the curious, I'm going to dangle this number before you, 82,000. 82,000, that number will be explained during the course of the night. Stick around. Thank you, Tim.
Good evening, everyone. As Andrew said, my name is Tim Cooper. I'm the coordinator of the Economic Development Business Unit at Council. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that we're on the traditional lands of the Bunurong and Wurundjeri people. We pay respects to their owners, past, present and emerging. I've been with Cardinia Shire for approximately 12 years in the community development space, and I've been really fortunate this year to have the opportunity to work across a couple of different areas. In the past 8 weeks, successfully applied for and came into this team. So I'm really excited about the opportunities to get to know people, the local business owners like yourselves. There's a lot of opportunity for us within the Shire in relation to development, employment precincts and the like. So I really look forward to what how that's going to unfold and how I can work with you moving forward. There's a few things that we thought we could share with you tonight. Some of the work that we're undertaking and some big projects that are going on around town and some opportunities that you can take up to provide us feedback. So without further ado, I'll move through the presentation. At any point in time, if you've got any questions or comments, please just yell out and we can see if we can answer them. If we can't, we'll come back to you in due course. I'd also like to introduce and welcome some other members of the team that are here tonight. We've got Mary Aegis, who is our Investment Attraction Officer. Mary's kindly brought some cards up, so if anyone wants to make contact with us, grab a card tonight and we can get back to you on any queries that you've got and follow up with any opportunities that you see. We've got Chrissy Lloyd, our Business Support Officer down the front here as well, and Andrew Pomeroy out the back, who's the manager of the Economic Development team. So some of the work that we undertake at the moment, is everyone aware of the Casey Cardinia Business Network and the business partnership that's in existence? Has anyone been to any of the business breakfasts or partaken in any of the awards? I see a hand up the back. So we've partnered with the City of Casey probably about 5 years ago now to look at Casey Cardinia as a region. There's a lot of benefits in doing that from bigger government, state and federal, but also an opportunity when we're looking at investors and we're looking at opportunities rather than just Cardinia or Casey separately, bringing the region together. That's from a growth corridor, from the amount of residents that are across both regions and the opportunities that are going to be there for us. The business partnership itself at the moment, as I said, we run business awards on an annual basis. Those were Friday a week ago, and Go Buy a World was named Business of the Year. We had 3 or 4 winners in the various categories from Cardinia Shire, so that was fantastic. We do a business breakfast or a lunch on a quarterly basis throughout the calendar year, so we'll be able to share all this information, give you the links to the website if that's of interest for you to get involved in. There's the website that's got a lot of information on it about grants that can be available through the state and federal government. That's generally where they are, not at a local government level, but it's often good to be aware of what those opportunities are for your business, and I'll talk about one of those particularly tonight. There's a portal on there, caseycardiniajobs.com. So that's a free opportunity for any vacancies that you have to go up and load those up on the website. That's picked up by Seek and a couple of the other larger job agencies. They'll go automatically on there, really trying to marry up, providing local employment opportunities. So that's another avenue available to you if you want to advertise any jobs or positions that you've got going. We're involved in the Try a Trade Day, which is run regionally with the City of Casey as well. Generally that's being held at Cranbourne Racecourse, where we invite all the schools in the area to come down. We've got a lot of manufacturers and a lot of businesses there pitching about opportunities to come into those various industries. Various innovation startups and opportunities that are available. The innovation crowd, we haven't been doing a lot per se, just focused on Cardinia, but that's something that we really want to explore, particularly throughout 2020. And we'll look at these types of networks coming together that will give us that opportunity to work with you about areas of interest where we can pull guest speakers out to talk about various topics. There's online training portals. It's called lynda.com. We know that business owners such as yourselves are really time poor, and you're already investing a lot into the business itself. Getting away for those sort of training days and sessions and opportunities can be really difficult. I really encourage people to go onto the website and have a look. You'll be amazed at the training that's available there for you and the opportunities that you can take up online. Excuse me, pop the brow. All sorts of e-news communications that we push throughout the website. There's small business mentoring opportunities, and there's also a Casey Cardinia tourism board that's been established and a website that will be launched soon. There'll be a real focus on a membership drive, and that's for all businesses who are interested in getting in that space. So there'll be more to come about that. Casey and ourselves are going to appoint some staff to a job share position, so they'll be getting out and talking about that shortly. One of the other things that's going on, which you may be aware of at the moment, is the Main Street revitalisation. We've actually got one of our senior planners and a community engagement officer out in Main Street at the moment. I think they started today, Chrissy. So the Main Street revitalisation Pakenham structure plan, through an extensive consultation process, identified the improvement of the public realm Main Street as a priority area. As such, the plan provides a series of strategies and actions in relation to revitalising Main Street. But more importantly, the opportunity that's there at the moment is to hear from yourselves, businesses who are in and around Main Street, who are in and around Pakenham. What are your ideas that we need to consider, whether that's from a safety point of view? I know we received some feedback around safety for pedestrian crossings today. We received a lot of feedback from that. The grants that we've got, we're hoping we can address it. I suppose really in the next week, I encourage you, if you've got the time, to take up that opportunity to go and have a chat and share your thoughts, so that can all go into the consideration of what the final revitalisation plan is going to look like.
So Tim, are these people going door to door to businesses, or are they stationed somewhere in the town?
They're stationed in Main Street, but they are getting around, so they know that that's not going to, cut it, just sort of having a table out the front. So my understanding is the plan is that they're going to do a door-to-door knock and come and meet everyone and talk about the opportunity that's there. We can't do that in the time frame of this week. How can we receive that information online?
Yeah, that was my concern. I mean, I know from my perspective, I unlock the door in the morning or lock the door at home time, and that's my day.
Yeah.
And that's half the reason that so many people are here tonight, because we all recognise the fact we don't know each other,
Yep.
and we don't have access to this sort of information.
Yeah. We'll make sure, I suppose, through the formation of the business group or the network or whether that's, going to land on that we can provide this information, and that, you get to know us as a conduit back into council. And one of the other areas that we, what we want to make really easy is dealing with council from a planning perspective, and I know that can be an oxymoron for anyone who's had to do that lately, but from a planning perspective, from permits, if you've got a touch point like us, we can sort of get in and help navigate our way through planning. We'd always encourage, a pre-application planning meeting if you've got any thoughts around expansion, or you're moving, or you want to build. Come in early and we can really map it out from a zoning perspective, what can and can't happen, and try and help, sharpen up the focus of where you might put your energy into. So, beginning of a beautiful relationship, I hope, but the fact that we can get to know you and you can get to know us, we can help you navigate your way around council. Another one that's up at the moment is the advertising signage policy. So this is going to be taken up to council, I think, before the end of this calendar year. Before any policy or strategy is adopted, there's a required time to consult and engage with those who are going to be impacted by it. We've got a whole lot of brochures up on the table where we've got our coffees and tea. I'd encourage everyone to grab one tonight. This is one that I think will be of particular interest to yourselves. So this is going to be a tool that will help, reading here, help business understand how good signage can be effective, improve efficiencies, and setting out clearly what the parameters are. So there'll be an element of compliance, if you like, what council's putting forward from a uniform position about the type of signs, where we're going to place those, why they need to be placed there from a safety perspective. There's a whole lot of things that influence that, including Vic Roads. Any signage that's close to a Vic Roads reserve's got to have an offset from a safety perspective. Get a chance, go in and have a look at where the policy is in draft form at the moment. But again, for those who are putting signs up, trying to attract customers and business in, we really need to hear from you. So the officers can take that up to the elected representatives before this policy is adopted. So that's another one that's out for comment or feedback at this point in time.
Tim?
Yes.
Is it retrospective? Is it planned to be retrospective, or is existing signage going to be deemed acceptable?
I don't know. We're going to have to come back to you on that. Generally speaking, it's not retrospective. When policy is adopted like this, we understand that that's a burden that we can't really pass back on retrospectively about the cost that would be involved. So yeah, generally it's not retrospective, but I can confirm that for you. Another grant or another initiative that's available at the moment is called the Sustainable Australia Fund. This is a fund, it's the leading financier of loans that provide up to 100% of the capital required for environmental infrastructure upgrades on existing businesses. It's quite unique, this one, in that it can be 100% financed through this system and paid back through your rates. So we have an environmental officer at council, Aruna Diaz, and Aruna and Mary just started getting out talking to some of our businesses who are interested in exploring this. So any type of environmental upgrade that you can think of, it's not just solar panels on a roof. if it's specific to your business, and it's a part of your business, if it's manufacturing, all those things are there to be explored. And as I say, with the scheme, it can be paid back through your rates at a really low interest rate. So if you've got any interest on that one too, I don't know if we've printed any brochures yet, but grab one of Mary's cards and we can set up a meeting with the room from there. Did I miss the slide on that?
You did, you went past infrastructure like that.
Right, that's probably the most important one.
That might be a bit rude.
I'm doing this of you.
No, how's that? Notes.
That's it.
Right. At the moment, and I'm not telling you anything, you're probably all aware of, infrastructure that's going on around town. It feels like it's non-stop, and it has been for quite some time. And I will be able to share this slide. This is out in the public domain at the moment, but we just thought it's worth giving you a map, a bit of a visual about all the infrastructure works that are going to be taking place over the next 5 to 10 years. So I'll give you an understanding of some of the time frame. So can everyone see up there and the legend that's down here? And if not, I can share that. But there's significant upgrades that are going to go on. Princess Highway upgrade. I think the Princess Highway duplication there.
Is that a bit odd, what
Princess Highway project is a 4-year project commencing in 2020.
It's highlight, so these intersections through here.
That's a 4-year upgrade.
They're all the traffic lights of intersections that haven't yet been done. And the other one that Vic Roads is actually contemplating at the moment is John Street. As John Street goes on. So that's one that we've been advocating for. We're hoping that Vic Roads comes through, but the others, we've actually got funding through the federal election to do the others. So we had John Street on there, the federal election didn't cover it because it doesn't sit in that seat. But at the same time, it plays with politics with us. But those other upgrades along the freeway will all be done. So
What's an upgrade? We've got 2 lanes, we said 3 lanes.
so the upgrade is actually putting lights.
More lights.
More lights. We just don't
So that's through officer.
More lights.
More lights.
Hey, Jerry, it takes 2 hours to get from American.
That's a good thing, is it?
Well, if you come off,
If you sell lights, yeah.
if you look at officer, so if you look at officer, so you come out of say Army Road or Hern Road or one of those, and you try and turn on, it's actually not a safe place to do so. So it's about providing people with not necessarily putting lights through every intersection, but certain intersections so there are breaks in traffic for people to be able to safely cross onto the highway. Now, officer's going to have another, well, we thought it was going to be 31,000 people, but it's actually going to be 38,000 people in officer. So the average household size when they did the PSP was 2.7 people per household. It's now actually, on our projections and the current trend, around 3.1 people per household. So there's a whole lot of issues with officer that's actually, in effect, will not work in the future. Whereas Pakenham's almost got enough traffic lights through it. We think it just needs John Street done so that you can get in and out of the town quite safely and easily, so that at least a couple of the intersections are actually work quite well.
There's one junction that needs set traffic lights on, and that's getting out of Macca's onto Princess Highway.
Well, so
That's a disaster.
if you've got John Street, which can then hold up the traffic, you're then able to come in and out. So that's a Vic Roads priority, not necessarily
You
ours.
need to ban right turns off the westbound carriageway into McDonald's.
And that may happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not
And
our
what
road.
we need is to rip out the traffic lights, put a roundabout in at the end of McGregor Road and the avenue, and so people can go down to the roundabout, go around the roundabout, and then come back into that complex. It's an absolute disaster. And all of these traffic lights are just going to cheat people off. I just don't understand why roundabout should be the default position where land exists to do it, traffic lights where there's not enough land. You can put control lights on the roads. It's a
So we're not traffic engineers.
No, I know that.
Yep.
Nor
So-
are roads.
They're
All
also
the issues that need to be dealt with.
correct.
I just want to keep moving on.
Correct.
Tonight.
Yeah, I
It's
understand,
okay.
yeah.
I think Andrew will be around afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to talk about any road or
Let's
other
get
infrastructure. The main ones we'll talk about is
Have you got any plans tonight?
Skyrail.
Yeah.
So everyone's heard about Skyrail for Pakenham. That will fundamentally change Pakenham. Unfortunately, when we've been asking Vic Roads and Vic Track for who to talk to on Skyrail, they've not yet designated a project team to Skyrail. They've currently got a level crossing removal project team on Cardinia Road, which will be the first road to be done. And then once another package is delivered elsewhere for Skyrail in Melbourne and a team becomes free, they'll then get allocated to Pakenham. So unfortunately, apart from that, that's about all we know. So we don't know anything else apart from Skyrail, which will eliminate level crossings at McGregor Road, Main Street, Racecourse Road, and then come down onto the normal grade in behind Barristock. That's all we know. That's what's been funded or promised.
Do you know there's going to be any line duplication as well?
We know no detail.
The key line trains.
Any sort of date as to when it will happen?
Next, well, it's not going to be in this term of the state government. It's planned to be in next, but they need to do the planning in this term. So we expect the planning to be done in this term of government, so they've got 3 years to do that. So 3 more years after this year. So we don't know. Is our best form.
As we've seen.
And then the other ones is Kirirup, which I think will make a major difference, is Kirirup Road, Racecourse Road upgrades, duplication of the roundabouts at the freeway, duplication of Kirirup Road from effectively the new traffic lights on Racecourse Road all the way through to Max Road. So that's probably the major piece of infrastructure that I think will absolutely benefit the town centre of Pakenham, become easier for people to get in and out of town, and stop that absolute bottleneck of Bald Hill Road. That roundabout's only designed for 16,000 traffic movements per day. It's currently getting 21,000 traffic movements per day. So,
Don't put lights there.
well, the only way to get out of it is to actually put lights there.
No.
So you can put it a roundabout will only suffice to, and then the other side of that coin is it's got a Gas City gate sitting underneath it that APA own. So if you have a look at the McDonald's, there's a big AMCO barrier that sits there. Underneath the ground there is around $8 million worth of infrastructure, which is called a Gas City gate, which takes a 750mm gas main and brings it into a private supply to be able to feed your businesses and your homes. So APA Group are very hesitant to move that piece of infrastructure, which will probably dictate traffic lights rather than around it. But once again, that's probably out of our hands. All we want is the upgrade. That's what we're going to do. The other one, McGregor Road ramps. So the ramps facing towards Gippsland will be delivered within the next 3 to 4 years, as well as McGregor Road going down and around South East Business Park, which enables people to go to get in and out of Pakenham and get on the freeway.
And that'll take strain off what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
So with that one, has there been consideration about what's going to happen
The land's there, I don't know why they
people
just
wanting to turn right into the main street? Because we've got lots and more traffic coming out, it's going to gridlock McGregor Road. So are you planning on how to deal with that problem
If you live
with
back
more
on the
traffic
freeway,
on
you're
the
going
road?
to hit
Well, I suppose if you look at Skyrail, it solves a few of those issues. Well, that's a problem. So that's 4 years away. So
Well, no, because it's the
which one is it? McGregor Road down near Princess Highway or Princess Freeway?
No, if you're on McGregor Road and you want to turn into the main street,
Yep.
the actual train helps you because all the traffic stops and you can get across.
Yep.
What the problem is going to be with putting more traffic on McGregor Road is there will never be a break for people to turn right. So you need to somehow get people to be able to turn right into the main street.
More traffic.
Or out of main.
So if you put a roundabout intersection there, but you take away the level crossing, it then enables you to actually go underneath, so you've got to then imagine that the crossing's up, you can then go down, rather than having 2 streets either side of this level crossing, you actually may only need 1. So you have a major intersection here, it then brings you to here, and you might actually knock John Street straight through the Safeway building.
So
And
it's a
then,
new
so
road.
that goes underneath, so it goes straight through the Safeway building, underneath the train line, and then onto that road, which then provides you a different, so it's until we get the level crossing removal project team, we actually can't tell what's going to happen. But it does change, it changes the traffic flow completely in Pakenham to enable possibly two main streets. John Street and Main Street being the major intercourses of people coming in and out of town. So we don't know that yet, we'd love to know it. And they've said that they're going to work with us, but until we get that project 10, we can't tell.
What about that road that's meant to come in off McGregor Road into the main street, Field, past that?
Past the retirement home?
Yeah.
As far as we know. We're happy to talk after this.
Yeah,
So-
there's a lot of
And we will share
questions.
some
It's fodder for another session.
Yeah, yep.
Been starved of information there, that's why.
Well, that's interesting. Thank you, Andy. Thank you very much.
100%.
So the Shire's dealing with some pretty big and really mind-boggling sums of money in all of these projects. What wasn't touched on was the business park that's happening south of the bypass between Pakenham and Officer. It's a state significant business park that's going in there to provide employment for people around this area, so they can stay here instead of travelling into the southeastern suburbs. The railway station here is going to be upgraded to a super station. I think they've announced by 2025, somewhere around there.
We go.
Yeah, so they might start planning by that time, I don't know, but it's on the cards. The state government is looking at this as a very large area for dealing with lots of people. All the supermarkets have multiple stores in and around Pakenham, and you've heard that Kaufland and Kmart, those big retailers, are also sniffing around looking for sites where they can build shops. A lot of people are interested in coming into Pakenham to take advantage of the population that's coming into this. It's not a town anymore, it's a suburb. I think it's 6 families a day, is that correct? 6 families a day are moving in here. They've all got established shopping patterns which don't involve Pakenham, they probably involve Fountain Gate or some other location. And it's your job as a retailers group to change that habit, of those people who are moving in here, so they think about what they can get from the Pakenham area rather than going off to Warragul or going off to Fountain Gate or going off to other areas. The population that's moving in here is expected to be somewhere about 82,000 within a very short period of time. 56,000 in Pakenham proper, and when Pakenham East goes in, there's another 26,000 there. Yeah, 26,000. That's 82,000 in the Pakenham area. That should excite everybody.
Does that include the people you mentioned in Officer or above?
That
includes people that
It does.
The 86 will include people.
That's a lot of people, and 6 families a day is a lot to work with. Well, if you only capture a small percentage of that, you're doing well for your business. What we want to look at now is just the working together, getting a business group formed that can attract people into. We're starting with Central Pakenham, and there's no reason that we need to stick to Central Pakenham. Let's talk about the fractured nature of retail in Pakenham for a second. There are little pockets of retail all over the place, but Central Pakenham has the largest retail footprint. And that's why we're starting there, but I'd like to extend a business group to anyone who's interested in joining. When I say it has the largest retail footprint, I've got to say it's astonishing to me, and this is why I went around asking the question why it has no business group. It's astonishing to me that there is none, but there has been. A lot of you would be aware that there were business groups in Pakenham, the Chamber of Commerce and the former Pakenham Business Group, which I think last operated about 6 or 7 years ago. Is that right, Darren? About that long ago? Yeah. So you've shown you can operate without a business group, but how much better would you be doing with a business group? I can tell you that the little townships of Lang Lang and Curryrup and Beaconsfield and Emerald have business groups. Bunyip has a business group, for God's sake, and we don't. The largest retail footprint in Cardinia Shire, we do not have a business group working in our interests. It's not going to change that one way or another. All right. You might ask if this business has legs. We're going to now hear from someone who is uniquely qualified to answer this. He's got the best decorated legs in Pakenham, but also one of the longest running businesses. Terry Baldwin has Terry's Discounts in Main Street. He's been operating for 33 years. There's got to be some street smarts behind that. Terry, would you come up and address that?
Thanks very much for that wonderful introduction, and may I say what a great speaker you are. I don't envy the role of Tim and Andrew trying to inform us of what's going on. So rather than tell you what I think, I'm going to tell you what I know. The last streetscape was done in 1994, was done without consultation. There was no consultation. We didn't know what was going to happen until it happened. Subsequently, there was no crossing, there was no speed limit. There are a lot of things that were left out. So at least this time, the council is engaging with us, which is a good positive sign, and we get hopefully the opportunity to address their main concerns. As a retailer, and I think I speak unanimously when I say it as a retailer, the two things that we can offer that perhaps Fountain Gate or other businesses can't offer is one, street access, and two, better service with product knowledge, because most of us work in our businesses. We have a greater understanding of what we can offer and our price structures, etc., and what we can do for our customers. So those two things are critical. So I know that everyone here is thinking